on so bold, searching for secrets hidden in the fold. Under the vows where shadows creep, the truth awaits and mysteries deep. Voices call out from the shadows hold, stories untold where courage is gold, exposing the lies that bind the free, expanding horizons. lift your eyes. Break the chains darkness defies. Shine the light, uncover what's right, for all to see in the dead of night. Questions arise like sparks in the dark. Instrumental are we, leaving a mark. No more silence, the truth shall seal. With every step, the wounds will heal. Courageous hearts in unity stand. With revelations, the world is planned. There's fall away like dust in the breeze. Truth sets us free, we'll never appease. Rise, lift your eyes. Break the chains darkness defies. Shine the light, uncover what's right, for all to see in the dead of night. Rise, lift your eyes. Break the chains darkness defies. Shine the light, uncover what's right, for all to see in the dead of night. In the dead of night. In the dead of night.
Welcome to another episode of Mr. B and Friends Truth Seekers. Australia, land of sunshine, beaches, and ghost stories. Beneath the surface of this sun-drenched country lies a world of chilling tales and eerie encounters. From the dusty outback to bustling cities, Australia has a rich history steeped in spooky folklore. These are tales whispered around campfires, passed down through generations, stories of restless spirits, tragic events, and unexplained phenomena. They are a reminder that every land, no matter how bright, has its shadows, and within those shadows, the past refuses to stay buried. Prepare yourself, for we are about to journey into the heart of Australia's haunted history. The vast expanse of the Australian outback is a place of stark beauty and unforgiving nature. Lost travelers claim to have encountered ghostly figures in the shimmering heat. Miners speak of eerie lights and disembodied voices echoing through abandoned shafts. In the silence of the desert night, when the stars blaze with an unnerving intensity, it's easy to believe that anything is possible. The spirits of those who perished in this unforgiving land seem to linger, their presence felt in the rustling wind and the shadows cast by the moon. But the outback is not the only place where ghosts roam. Australia's history is filled with tales of hardship, tragedy, and resilience. The ghosts of convicts who toiled and died in harsh penal colonies are said to roam the grounds of these now historic sites. Their mournful cry is a chilling reminder of a brutal past. The spirits of those who lost their lives in tragic accidents or met with untimely ends are said to haunt the places where they drew their last breath. They are trapped, unable to move on, their presence a constant reminder of the fragility of life. These stories are not for the faint of heart. Are you ready to face the ghosts of Australia's past? Then join us as we delve into the chilling tales that have sent shivers down the spines of generations. On the outskirts of Junee, New South Wales, stands a stately manor, Monte Cristo Homestead. Elegant, imposing, shrouded in a chilling history. Built in 1885, its grandeur hides a darkness, a story etched in tragedy and despair. It has earned a chilling reputation, Australia's most haunted house. Christopher Crawley, a wealthy pioneer, built this home for his beloved wife Elizabeth. They lived there with their children, a picture of domestic bliss. But fate, it seems, had other plans. This opulent home, intended as a sanctuary, would become a prison of sorrow. Death cast a long shadow over Monte Cristo. As the years passed, more tragedy visited the Crawley family. A stable boy, careless and foolish, met a gruesome end. He was kicked by a horse, dying in agony on the property. His cries, it is said, can still be heard, echoing in the stillness of the night. The land, once filled with promise, seemed cursed by misfortune. Elizabeth, haunted by the tragedies, became reclusive. She rarely left the house, her spirit slowly crumbling. For 30 years, she lived as a recluse, a prisoner in her own home. After Elizabeth's death in 1910, the house stood empty. Whispers of strange occurrences began to circulate. Monte Cristo was no longer a home, but a haunted shell. Years later, a family named Ryan purchased Monte Cristo, unaware of its grim history. They moved in, eager to start a new chapter in the life of the grand old house. But the darkness, it seems, had taken root. They soon discovered that they were not alone. The Ryan family was plagued by unexplained events. Objects moved inexplicably. Unexplained noises echoed through the halls. Cold spots sent chills down their spines. One of the Ryan sons, a young boy, was found drowned in the property's dam. A tragic accident, some said. But others whispered of unseen forces at play. The Ryan family, once full of hope, was broken by the relentless haunting, their dreams shattered within the walls of the cursed house. Despite the tragedies, the Ryans persevered, living in the house for over 4 decades. They became accustomed to the strange happenings, the unexplained noises, the feeling of being watched. Or perhaps they simply had no choice but to coexist with the unseen occupants of Monte Cristo. Over the years, countless visitors, paranormal investigators, and curious souls have crossed the threshold of Monte Cristo. They come seeking answers, seeking evidence of the supernatural, seeking a glimpse into the spectral realm. Whispers of ghostly apparitions, disembodied voices, and unexplained phenomena abound. Monte Cristo, it seems, is a beacon for the paranormal, a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin. Today, Monte Cristo stands as a testament to Australia's haunted history. It's a place where the past refuses to stay buried, where the echoes of tragedy linger in the air. The stories of Monte Cristo are a chilling reminder that some houses hold more than just memories. They hold secrets, sorrows, and perhaps the restless spirits of those who have passed beyond the veil. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the eerie power of Monte Cristo. But Monte Cristo is just the beginning of our journey into the heart of Australian ghost stories. Join us as we venture further into the darkness, exploring tales of spectral convicts, vengeful spirits, and haunted asylums. Our journey into Australia's haunted heartland takes us now to Campbelltown, New South Wales. A town steeped in history, its streets whisper tales of a darker past. Here, amongst the bustle of modern life, lingers the chilling story of Frederick Fisher, a man whose life ended abruptly beneath the shadow of the scaffold. In 1826, Fisher was convicted of murder, his crime a brutal act that shook the small community. He was sentenced to hang, his fate sealed by the judge's gavel. On a bleak winter morning, Fisher met his end at the end of a rope, his last breath a gasp of despair that seemed to echo through the years. But death, it seemed, was not the end for Frederick Fisher. Fisher was buried within the walls of Campbelltown Jail, his grave unmarked, his memory tainted by his crime. Years passed, and the memory of the hanging faded into the background of the bustling town. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. One night, beneath a sky thick with storm clouds, a group of gravediggers made a chilling discovery. As they dug a new grave within the prison yard, their shovels struck something unexpected. It was a coffin, crude and worn, the wood rotten with age. Curiosity and a morbid sense of duty compelled them to open it. Inside lay the skeletal remains of Frederick Fisher, his skull grinning grotesquely up at the startled men. But it was the position of the body that sent shivers down their spines. Word of the gravedigger's discovery spread like wildfire through Campbelltown. The townsfolk, once content to forget the hanged man, were now gripped by fear and superstition. Unexplained noises, cold spots, and fleeting glimpses of a shadowy figure were reported near the old jail. The epicenter of the paranormal activity seemed to be the old courthouse, a place where justice was once served, but now it seemed injustice was being replayed. Judges and lawyers reported feeling an unsettling presence in the courtroom, a coldness that seeped into their bones. Papers flew off desks, doors slammed shut with no explanation, and disembodied footsteps echoed in the empty hallways. Whispers of Fisher's ghost roaming the halls, seeking retribution for his wrongful conviction, spread through the town. Fear was a constant companion for those who dared to enter the courthouse after dark. The haunting of Frederick Fisher has become an integral part of Campbelltown's identity. It's a chilling reminder that the past never truly dies, that some wrongs can never be fully righted. The ghost of the hanged man serves as a cautionary tale, a whisper from beyond the grave that justice, once denied, can linger for centuries. Today, the old jail and courthouse stand as eerie monuments to Campbelltown's haunted past. Visitors from all over the world come to experience the chilling atmosphere, to seek evidence of the spectral presence that continues to captivate and terrify. The story of Frederick Fisher is a chilling reminder that Australia's history is not just one of sunshine and adventure. Our journey into the spectral heart of Australia takes us south to a place etched with a chilling history, Tasmania. Rugged, beautiful, harboring secrets beneath its wild exterior. Here on the Tasman Peninsula lies Port Arthur, once a penal colony, a place of harsh punishment. It's now a World Heritage Site. But its beauty conceals a dark past, a history steeped in suffering. From 1830 to 1877, Port Arthur housed some of Britain's most hardened criminals. Convicts, ripped from their homelands, condemned to a life of hard labor, isolation. The air itself was thick with despair, a palpable weight on the souls imprisoned there. Many perished within its walls, their stories lost to the passage of time. The wind that whips across the peninsula carries whispers of their torment, their anguish echoing through the ruins. The Lady in Grey is not a singular entity, but a recurring apparition. A woman draped in a grey shawl, her face obscured, her form shimmering, translucent. She is often seen near the ruins of the old hospital, a place where countless convicts succumb to illness, injury, despair. One tale speaks of a young woman, a convict's wife, who arrived at Port Arthur seeking a new life with her husband. But her hopes were dashed. Her husband, broken by the brutality of Port Arthur, had died just days before her arrival. Overcome with grief, the young woman wandered the grounds, her cries echoing through the cold stone corridors. She was seen near the hospital, her grey shawl clutched tight, her face a mask of sorrow. Another tale speaks of a nurse, her heart hardened by years of witnessing suffering. She treated the sick and dying with cold detachment, her compassion eroded by the relentless tide of misery. But one death, it seems, shook her to her core. A young boy, imprisoned for a petty crime, died in her care. His innocence, his fear, mirrored in her own haunted eyes, broke through the wall she had erected around her heart. Consumed by guilt, she wandered the grounds, her grey uniform transformed into a symbol of remorse. But the Lady in Grey is not the only spectral resident of Port Arthur. The entire site seems to hum with a strange energy, a residual echo of the suffering endured within its walls. Visitors and staff alike report strange occurrences, unexplained noises, cold spots, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures. Footsteps echo in the dead of night, heavy boots on cold stone, the clinking of chains a chilling reminder of the past. Doors slam shut with no explanation. the wind whistling through broken windows, carrying the whispers of long-dead convicts. Cameras malfunction, batteries draining rapidly, as if something is drawing power from their electronic hearts. Photos developed later reveal strange anomalies. Orbs of light, misty figures, faces peering from windows long since boarded up. Port Arthur, with its chilling beauty and tragic past, stands as a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It is a place where sorrow and resilience are etched into the very fabric of the buildings, where the stories of those who lived and died within its walls continue to resonate. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there is no denying the palpable sense of sadness, of unrest that hangs heavy in the air. The stories of Port Arthur, like the stories of the Lady in Grey, are a reminder that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, whispers through the ruins, and sometimes, if you listen closely, you might just hear it calling your name. But our journey into the shadowy depths of Australian ghost stories is far from over. Next, we travel to a place where life and death intertwined, a gateway between worlds. Prepare yourselves for the unsettling tales of Sydney's quarantine station. Our journey into the chilling depths of Australian ghost stories brings us now to the edge of Sydney Harbour, to a place where hope and despair once walked hand in hand. Manly Quarantine Station. For over 150 years, it served as a gateway to a new life for some, a final resting place for others. Today it stands as a haunting reminder of a time when disease stalked the seas, and isolation was the only weapon against an invisible enemy. From the mid-1800s to the early 1980s, ships arriving from distant lands were met not with open arms, but with cautious suspicion. Passengers and crew, potential carriers of deadly diseases, were quarantined on this isolated outpost. Families were separated, lives put on hold, as they waited anxiously for the all clear. For some, the wait was short, their health robust, their dreams of a new life in Australia soon to be realized. But for others, fate had a crueler plan. Disease, merciless and swift, swept through the crowded wards, claiming victims with chilling regularity. Their final breaths, gasps of pain and longing, seemed to seep into the very walls of the quarantine station, lingering there long after their bodies were laid to rest. Section 2. Whispers from the Isolation Ward. The quarantine station, once a place of fear, now stands as a chilling reminder of Australia's past. The buildings, weathered by time, whisper tales of heartbreak and loss. Visitors report strange occurrences, unexplained noises, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures. The most haunted area is the isolation ward. It was here that the sickest patients were taken, their hopes fading. The air still hangs heavy with their suffering, their presence felt in the chill that runs down your spine. People speak of hearing coughs echoing from empty rooms. Nurses, their faces obscured by surgical masks, have been seen gliding through the corridors. Children, their laughter cut short by illness, are said to play in the courtyards. Section 3. The Restless Souls of Quarantine. One of the most enduring tales from the quarantine station is that of the Grey Lady. She's often seen near the old shower block, where new arrivals were scrubbed and disinfected. Some say she arrived full of hope, only to be struck down by disease. She wanders the grounds, her grey dress flowing, searching for the life taken from her. Another tale speaks of a man, driven mad by isolation and fear. He roams the grounds at night, his anguished cries echoing. These stories cling to the quarantine station like the scent of disinfectant and fear. Section 4. Stories Etched in Stone. The quarantine station is not just a collection of old buildings. It is a living museum, a place where history is etched into the very stone walls. The names of those who died within its walls are inscribed on a memorial, a poignant reminder of the human cost of disease and the fragility of life. Visitors often leave trinkets and mementos at the memorial, offerings to the dead, tokens of remembrance, and perhaps pleas for peace for those restless souls who still wander the grounds. The air around the memorial is thick with a tangible sadness, a sense of loss that transcends time. The stories of the quarantine station are not just confined to the past, they continue to be written today. Paranormal investigators flock to the site, drawn by the stories and the palpable sense of the supernatural. They come armed with EMF readers, EVP recorders, and cameras, hoping to capture evidence of the spirits that are said to reside there. And often, they claim, they are successful. Photos reveal strange anomalies, orbs of light, misty figures, faces peering from windows long since boarded up. Audio recordings capture disembodied voices, whispers, moans, and sometimes even laughter echoing through the empty corridors. The quarantine station stands as a chilling reminder that even in a modern metropolis like Sydney, the past is never truly gone. It lingers in the shadows, whispers on the wind, and sometimes, if you listen closely enough, you might just hear it calling your name. The stories of the quarantine station, passed down through generations, are now woven into the fabric of the city's folklore. They serve as a chilling reminder that beneath the surface of our everyday lives, there exists a world unseen, a realm where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, and where the echoes of the past still resonate. But our journey into the heart of Australian ghost stories is far from over. As the sun sets on Sydney Harbour, casting long shadows across the quarantine station, we prepare to delve even deeper into the darkness. Our next destination will take us to the heart of the outback, where ancient spirits roam the vast landscape and the line between myth and reality blurs under the unforgiving desert sun. The spirits are restless and their stories are waiting to be told. Are you brave enough to join us? From the windswept plains of the outback to the bustling laneways of its cities, Australia is a country steeped in folklore. Its landscape, ancient and vast, seems to whisper tales of a time before human memory. And within these whispers, we find the chilling echo of ghost stories passed down through generations, each telling a piece of the nation's soul. These are not just spooky tales told to frighten children around a campfire. They are threads in the tapestry of Australian identity, woven into the fabric of its history, its people, its very essence. They speak of hardship, of loss, of the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Each state, each territory, boasts its own unique collection of spectral tales. From the convict ghosts of Tasmania to the restless spirits of early settlers in New South Wales, these stories paint a picture of a land haunted by its past, a land where the line between the living and the dead is blurred by the passage of time. These stories serve as a connection to those who came before, a reminder that we are all just passing through, leaving our own mark on the land, our own stories to be told and retold long after we are gone. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the power of a well-told ghost story. It has the ability to send shivers down your spine, to make you question what you thought you knew about the world, to open your mind to the possibility that there are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in our philosophy. In Australia, these stories are more than just entertainment. They are a way of making sense of the unknown, of explaining the unexplainable. They provide a sense of continuity, a link to the past, and a reminder that we are all part of something larger than ourselves. The wind whispers through the outback, carrying with it the stories of Aboriginal elders, tales of ancestral spirits and dreamtime beings. The waves crash against the coast, echoing the cries of shipwrecked sailors and the mournful wails of those lost at sea. The cities, built on ancient land, vibrate with the energy of countless lives lived and lost, their stories etched into the very foundations of the buildings. To listen to these stories is to tap into the heartbeat of Australia, to feel the pulse of its history, to understand the hopes, dreams, and fears that have shaped this nation. The ghost stories of Australia are not confined to the past. They continue to evolve, to be reshaped and reinterpreted with each passing generation. New stories emerge, inspired by contemporary events and anxieties, weaving themselves into the fabric of existing folklore, ensuring its continued relevance. These stories find their way into popular culture, inspiring books, films, music, and art. They become tourist attractions, drawing visitors eager to experience the thrill of the unknown, to walk in the footsteps of ghosts, and to feel the chill of a ghostly presence. But perhaps the most important legacy of these stories is their ability to connect us to something larger than ourselves. They remind us that we are all part of a continuum, a chain stretching back through time, connecting us to those who came before and those who will come after. So, the next time you find yourself under the Southern Cross, take a moment to listen. Listen to the wind, to the waves, to the silence of the desert. You might just hear the whispers of the past, the echoes of lives lived and lost, the chilling yet captivating stories of Australia's haunted heart. Don't forget to tickle the like and subscribe buttons.